All right. Hi, guys. I'm Lucas. I go by one named Lucas on the internet. And today I kind of decided I wanted to start and document my flipping journey. I've seen other channels do it, and I figured, you know what, that's a good idea. And I can kind of show where I come from because I'm basically starting from the bottom. I know what I'm doing, I know how to do it. I know a lot. I would say I'm definitely above beginner, but I do it part time because I work full time. It's mainly a weekend thing, and I don't have a lot of money into invest to it yet. So I'm kind of starting from scratch again. Is basically what's happening. A little bit about me: I used to flip with my dad back in high school, and it was my summer job in college. Flipping was so. I had a lot of fun doing it. I loved going to auctions. I loved just the thrill of it and buying and flipping and turning it into a profit, et cetera, et cetera. So I've been doing it for a while. I'm 24 now. I've been out of college for 2.5 years, and yeah, I'm getting back into it. As you can see, I've kind of got a tower of stuff, and I'll go over that here in a minute. But yeah, I figured, I have the knowledge of how to edit videos, and I have a good recording setup and stuff like that. So I figured, why not uh, document it and just kind of start and let people see kind of where I'm come from and stuff like that. So I'll kind of tell you how I do my stuff and how I go about flipping. I don't do buy it nows. I solely do auctions because I only do it part time. I only do it on the weekends. So and plus I don't have a lot of space. So I like the quick turnaround of auctions. You put it up 7 days later, most likely it's gone because most likely it's gone. You get rid of it, you go buy new stuff and start anew. So my thing is I look for stuff that I know I can sell auction, and I'm willing to buy stuff that I can sit on, but it can't take up a lot of space. I got some records right now, like they don't take up a lot of space. I can sit on those by it now. Um, and some cords and cables. I'm getting ready to list a bunch of cords and cables that I'll probably list by it now because they take up very little space. So I'm gonna show you my tower and show you some of my stuff that I'm selling right now. Because I'm doing this in the middle of the week, I've got some stuff listed and whatnot. But I just kind of wanted to tell you, this would be episode 0. I kind of wanted to tell you about myself, how I go about and approach things, how I sell stuff. I only do eBay. I don't do Amazon yet. That's something that I would like to. I would kind of like to work and make this a full-time gig because I enjoy doing it. I love going out and I love looking for things and finding things and learning new things about the things as part of it too. So yeah, so I'll show you my tower now. I'll stop rambling and kind of tell you what I've got going on, what I've got listed. Currently, everything, I think right now, all my stuff that I have invested is $300. And I've already sold a lot of that. I've got oops, sorry about that. I've got a spreadsheet. I can pull it up here real fast so I can kind of explain. I'm not going to share my spreadsheet with you guys. I should have had this pulled up in advance. My bad. Anyway, so I've got $300 invested in everything, but I've already sold, I think, $600 worth, or $600 in sales. That doesn't include fees and stuff like that. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm in the green. Everything I've sold is in the green. I did buy this huge lot of board games, which didn't turn out like I thought it was going to turn out. So some of the board games, the profits on them is 11 cents. And that doesn't include eBay fees because the way I add up all my stuff, I take my eBay fees out once a month in like a lump sum, not per item, stuff like that. So I do take PayPal fees out though. So the way I calculate my stuff is the sale is however much gets put into PayPal from the person. That's how much it is. And then the eBay fee comes later, kind of like a tax or paying rent for using eBay or something like that is the way that I look at it. So PayPal's the transaction, and then I base all my stuff off that. But I'm learning a lot. Like some of this stuff is different. Some of the stuff I'm doing different than I did with that. Like I'm printing my own shipping labels now because it turns out that's a lot cheaper. I wish I would have known that back when I was doing this basically full time during the summer. Of my college years would have made a lot more money, but you live and you learn. So I'm going to show you my stack, and I can kind of explain what I've got invested in each thing, and we'll go from there. So yeah. So this is my tower of stuff. The TV box behind it is not part of my stuff, and the Keurig box that you probably see up there. It's not part of my stuff. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my girlfriend, and this is our storage room. So we store stuff in here, and now it's become my eBay and computer stream room, stuff like that. So I'll just kind of walk you through it, what I've got. In this flat right here, we got there's some Beatle records that I'm going to list all together. All these Elvis records, there's all of them are picture sleeve Elvis records. There's also these 2 cassettes that are Elvis. They go together. They're listed by it now because they're small. They don't take up a lot of space. A lot of these are Elvis records. There's a Beatles one in there. Monkeys. Most of those are Elvis. They're all listed by it now, but I think I'm going to pull them and sell them as a lot because I just sold about 18 Elvis records as an auction. All the Beatles records are going to go as auction, so I'm going to put that picture sleeve in with that too. Here's another thing of records that's dark back here. Got some Sun records. There's some Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis. This whole thing is filled with like 80s records, ranging from like Foreigner and Steve Miller Band and stuff like that. So not your classic vinyl. This is all packing supplies in this box. All this is up here. This box is filled with boxes I got from Walmart. This thing is filled with bubble wrap and stuff that I got from my dad, because my dad still had a lot of stuff that from when we sold 2.5 years ago the last time. So when I was home from Thanksgiving, he gave me all the packing supplies and a lot of this product. So a lot of it's actually paid for, so it's free money to me. So that's pretty neat. Down here, I think, what is this? I think this is a Game Boy Light Boy that I've had listed that's not selling and is now wasting my free listings. It doesn't work. It's part of the board games. Who's a Clever Dick? I've never heard of that game, but it's funny. I've got a GameCube screen in here that I might keep because I collect video games, but I'm missing a cord for it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. I actually have the fancy guitar for. I guess turning sideways doesn't help when I'm uploading video. I got a fancy guitar for that, so I kept the game to sell with it. This is a knockoff Wii U controller that's basically brand new. There's some PlayStation controllers in here. Sorry the lighting's not great. Like I said, this is the storage room, so we haven't put much in here. But that's all cords and stuff, and down there are some other games that I got from my dad that aren't worth shit. So, what are you gonna do? What else? There's more stuff before I move down another row. These are a couple Nintendo carrying cases. I'm probably going to pop them. I had them auctioned. I don't know why. I'll probably switch those to buy it now. I don't like to, but I think that's going to be the best choice on getting rid of those. This is an Imperial camera that I picked up for $2.50 at an auction. I bought it off a guy. He bought a table full of stuff and he didn't want it. And I was like, I'll take it for a couple bucks, $2.50. He's like, okay. Because I also, no, the knockoff Wii U controller was part of it too. I'll get to this box in just a minute. So yeah, those are Game Boy cases. This is a Princess Peach lunchbox. It's got a Nintendo DS in it, a DS Lite in it, all the cords, all the cables, a car charger, a couple carrying cases. So that's probably going to get listed this weekend. Then we got this that I shouldn't have bought, but I bought anyway. It's a Fisher-Price medical kit for kids. But when I was looking at it, I looked at it the wrong way, and I'm missing the pill bottle, which seems to be the common missing piece. So, unfortunately, I overpaid for it, and it's not complete. So, it's probably going to end up at the Goodwill. And I'm just going to take the loss on it. I'm going to ignore everything in this box except for this game. I picked this game up off Facebook a couple weeks ago. NASCAR Racing 2003 season for $10. It's currently on eBay right now, and it's at $46. It's got the key code with it and stuff like that. They keep up, like, fans of this game, like, the players keep updating this game and keeping the rosters. So that's how I knew it was a good game. Otherwise, I would have passed on it. If I wasn't a NASCAR fan, I would have just walked right past this game and not thought twice about it. But if you come across the NASCAR Racing 2003 season, that's the big one. Like I said, I'll get to the rest of that box in just a second. This whole thing is filled with Disney and children's records I paid $7.50 for. Half of them I'm going to put on eBay, the other half I'm going to sit on, and whatever doesn't sell the first time through eBay, I'm going to pull, throw in the other stack, and just sell it as one giant lot of records, because that'll ship media mail, and it'll be cheap. This box I got from my dad, not including this. I don't know what I want to do with this. It's just a door, like, guard frame thing. I don't know what I want to do with it. I threw away some other door stuff that was just junk that I had no use for and couldn't sell. But this, I don't know why I can't get rid of this. I should, but I can't. It's probably going to end up buying it now and just let it sit because it doesn't take up a lot of space. Like I said, buy it now for me is entirely new. I've never really done buy it now before. This is all a lot of video game wires. There's a couple speakers in here. 2 that I picked up at an auction in another pack that had these NES controllers in it. That's the same thing with the door frame, was all in that lot, so that's not what I bought, but so the speakers will probably get listed, but I'm going to go through, I'm going to sort this, make sure everything works, because this all came from Dad, and I can't remember, I think there's some in there that don't work, so I need to go through and test them, and then I'm just going to list them, buy it now, and kind of sit on those, and keep adding cords to it, or take cords out as I buy consoles, because I've also got a tote full of consoles, so I actually need to go through first, pair the ones with the consoles, and then go from there. So we go even further down, we got board games. As you can see, some of them are already wrapped up because they've been listed. If it's not wrapped, it hasn't been listed. The ones that are wrapped are the ones that I just cannot get rid of. That Rummy Royale's worth money. I need to get it on there. Sorry will sell, Easy Money will sell. Hoopla, I'm not sure if it's all there. But I paid like $1.30 for each of those games. And I've sold half. I had 41 games at one point in time. And I think altogether on board games, I was invested like $60, I think. Because I got some of them in auction, but most of them I got off one guy on Facebook for like $35. But the rest, I think, I had a bunch of really cool sports games. Like basically foosball, but they were basketball. And those all sold really well. I had a baseball game, like this. It folded out like a stadium, and it had cards in there, and some of the cards were worth $2 to $3 a piece. And I was contemplating whether I should just list them separately and like break up the game, but I kept it together, and unfortunately, the game only sold for $2, meaning I only made 11 cents off of it, which was really painful. But I think I shot myself in the foot on those. I just started them too low, because that's what we used to do, me and Dad. We would just start them low and let them naturally go up. And I think, unfortunately, I just should have started them higher and let myself, at least give myself a chance. But you live and you learn. What are you going to do? I made money off of them, and that's all that matters. In this box, an Atari 7800 Pro system with 7 controllers, and there's 66 games down underneath that I can't really get to. But there's 66 games in there. And for this, I had to buy this cable. It's a new RF cable that has this adapter on it to make it work. So I paid $45 for the console and like 74 games. And then another $7.50 for this cable. So I'm in $52.50 on this Atari stuff. I've got another Atari thing over there I'll tell you about in just a second. So I've currently got this listed on eBay as 7 controllers, 66 games. And right now it's got 2 days left as at the time I'm recording this. And it's currently at $118. Yeah, $118. So making really good money on that. But the best part about it is that I also took out the really, really good games and listed them all individually. There's a couple other odds and ends in here. Like Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes. That's currently got a bid for $2. This minor 2049er game is not even for the 7800. It's got a $5 bid on it. This Gremlins game has $11 on it at the time. Adventure was at like $2.50. But this game right here, Hero, I had never heard of it. Granted, it's before my time. But apparently this is a really popular one because it's at $32, I think. It's at least $30. And it's probably going to go up to at least $45, I would hope. But the label's not in the best shape, but apparently it's just a really rare game. And It's selling really well. So almost all of these games that I've pulled out have a bid. I know G.I. Joe doesn't. Kung Fu Master's at like $4. Super Mario Bros. I had an offer for $7 on it, and I didn't take it, and I should have. Cosmic Commuter's up to like $5, so doing really well on the Atari 7800 stuff. Like I said, I paid $52.50 for that lot, and I'm up to at least, I think, 160 if I did my math right. Now these two games that are in the box, Gangster's Alley and A Game of Concentration, I got in this other Atari box. Concentration doesn't have a bid. Gangster's Alley is up to $10. But I paid $12.50 for this Atari box. And it's a box for... Hold on, I'm going to set you down for just a second. Ooh, saved you guys. Caught you guys. In this Atari box, there was a bunch of manuals for this. This box is for the Atari 400/800, the programmer, as you can tell. There's some manuals in there for it, a program that doesn't have the program in it, but there's a different program in there. And then also was this, which is an Atari 410, and it's a program recorder. So it's like a little tape recorder. Fortunately, I don't have any cassettes besides those Elvis ones, but those Elvis ones are still sealed, so I'm not opening them to give that a shot. But the buttons click really nice. Like, this thing is basically brand spanking new. So I've got it listed for 10. It doesn't have a bid yet. And then the rest of the stuff I lotted together. I lotted the box, the manuals, that program, and I lotted it all together, and I've got it sitting at $20 right now. I think I could do better than that if I parted it all out, but I think some of that stuff is so niche that I'd just be sitting on it for a while and it'd just be awkward. So I'm like, I'll just throw it in with the box and get rid of it and move on. So that's a really cool thing. I'm in $12.50 on that, and I've got my $12.50 basically almost back in that gangster right now. Oh, this Pink Floyd advertisement for Animals. Really cool. I paid $25 for it. Unfortunately, when I bought it, I didn't notice that one of the pillars was missing. But still, I think for $25, it's double-sided. And I was hoping, when I didn't realize... So hold on, let me show you the other side first. The other side, not in the best shape. The pillars are kind of bent. That guy's kind of fallen over. There's a really big corner bend down here. So when I saw the other side and saw that it was basically clean with no tears or anything like that, except for the silo, which I didn't notice right off the bat. But there's just not many of these on eBay, and the ones that have sold, I think the cheapest one I've seen is $200. So for $25, I'm willing to take a gamble on that, and I bet I can at least hit $200 on, or $100 on this, which would be $75 before fees. So yeah, I think that's about everything. This box is full of consoles that I got from my dad for free, except for the controllers. There's a Game Gear in there. I've already sold the Game Gear games because that Game Gear is beat the hell up, and it's got corroded batteries in it that I need to figure out a way to get out of there, but they are swollen like crazy. So plus I need to like get all the cords out and make sure everything, see if any of them work, see if I sell them for parts or if I sell them for working consoles. So yeah, I think that's everything besides this watch. This watch me and my dad bought probably 6 years ago. I was a freshman in college when it sold on eBay the first time. It's a Louis Vuitton. I don't know if I can get that to focus. It's a Louis Vuitton watch. It's not in the best condition. It's rusted out. It's got the label on it. But we didn't even buy that. We bought a flat with something else in it. And this just happened to be laying in there, and we noticed it was Louis Vuitton. We listed it on eBay. We started at like $5 just to see what happened. And I think it sold for $70. But eBay took the listing down because we didn't have any proof that it was a real Louis Vuitton. But now I live in the Indianapolis area and not in the middle of nowhere, where there's a Louis Vuitton store right down the road from me. So I'm going to go in there and see if they'll verify if it's real, and see if we can get it in working condition or something, and see what the value, if it's worth even putting in to working condition, assuming it is a real Louis Vuitton watch. So that's something I'm going to keep you guys updated on. That's something I'm excited for and ready to like figure out and actually get it sold. So yeah, that is basically what I'm working with right now. I think I'm going to go to another auction on Sunday here, and I'll let you guys know what I find there. And yeah, I hope this works out, and I hope you guys like to see the journey, and I hope I grow and go somewhere. And oh, that box is comic books that I own. Those are my comic books. They are not for sale, in case you were wondering. So yeah, I'm excited to give it another go. I'm going to turn this around here and do this blind, and hopefully not look like an idiot. So I'm excited to give it a go, and hopefully it works out. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading more, and you'll see my journey and hopefully see the profits go up and maybe turn this into a full-time gig down the road. So